Hey there, everyone. Good morning. It's Tuesday at 9 a.m., which means it's time for your dose of design. My name is Mollee Johnson, the owner of Style 1519. And it's the last Tuesday of the month. We made it to the last Tuesday of the month. So I know a lot of you are at home, and well, I think all of you are at home probably, and are here with us today. So I'm excited. I'm thrilled to have Julie Brugioni with us today. She is the owner and floral expert behind Silk Thumb. And Silk Thumb works with commercial business owners and homeowners to design unique floral arrangements. So, Julie, I'm going to bring her into our stream here. All right, here she comes. Welcome, Julie. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning. Look at all those beautiful greens behind you. I love it. It's inspiring.
Thank you. Yes, it
So,
is.
Julie, let me see. So you have done, your bio tells me that you've done hotels and restaurants and offices, and your work has been featured on HGTV's Smart Home, providing sustainable fall plants and floralscapes for the $1.2 million smart home. That's awesome. I love that. I can't wait to hear about that. So before we get started, I want you to tell me about your background and how you got into this.
Okay. Well, again, thanks so much, Molly. I really appreciate you bringing me on today. So I'm Julie Brugioni. I'm the owner of the Silk Thumb, and we are a faux floral plants and design studio. And like you said, there's lots of plants and trees behind me, and it's just a wonderful space to be inspired, to inspire people and be around because it is all sustainable. To give you a little background, I started working at the Silk Thumb when I was 16 years old. So the business has been around since 1980, and I used to work for the previous owner. And I really enjoyed it. It was unique and it was different, and there was flowers, and we were in downtown Highland Park for many years. And I worked for her for 7 years. I interned with her when I was in college. I went to Northern Illinois, like you. Yeah, go Huskies.
That's great.
Yeah, so I really learned under the owner, and at that time, like in the '90s, we were doing like Jordan's home and Pippen's home, and a lot of the local celebrities in the area. So we really made a name for ourselves to be like the most realistic faux design studio in the North Shore, Chicagoland area, and we've done some spectacular pieces. So long story, sorry to keep going, but
No, that's okay.
basically, she then wanted to retire, and I bought the business from her in 2007, in the fall of 2007.
Okay. And do you have a team of people with you? Is it just you? Who was with you there? Who worked with you?
I just have a few part-time people. So,
Okay.
and then when I have larger jobs, then I will hire people to help me with the labor, because you would not believe how much labor is involved. So I tell people I
Yeah.
have a full floral and plant design studio, but they don't realize that, first of all, my studio is up a flight of very steep stairs.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm up and down, carrying plants and trees. But we do a lot of, like you had mentioned, commercial work. That's primarily most of my business.
Okay.
But the Silk Thumb originated, and I still do a lot of residential also.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And I don't think you didn't know I was going to ask you this question, but do you have a favorite installation that you've done?
a favorite installation. Well, I will say that the HGTV experience was very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiffany Brooks is an interior designer, and she did a few of the smart homes where her and her team designed it from top to bottom. So I had worked with her previously, and she was really happy with my work. Again, so I've been in the industry for 19 years now. So,
Yeah. It's crazy when we say that, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't feel that old.
Right, yeah. But I'm glad I do, because now I've got all this experience under my belt. And
Yeah.
so then she showed me the renderings and the blueprints of the HGTV home in Raleigh, North Carolina. And she really let me pick the plants and trees, and we had them shipped out to Raleigh. And then I flew out there and installed the plants. And that was so cool to be a part of her team. And they just did such a great job, and I was just so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually did an episode of Kitchen Crashers for HGTV, and it's a crazy experience, right? Like it's like seeing kind of behind the curtain, but it
Yeah.
is such
Right.
like an it's amazing experience. So I can imagine it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tell my moms that follow me, I tell them to bring plants and flowers into their home, to bring them into their life. That not only does it cheer them up, but it gives them these calming effects. And we really work on trying to calm our homes through design. So I guess I get the question a lot of, do silks count for that? Like, and
Yeah, that's a good question.
realistic silks are different. But tell me a little bit about why you do recommend silks in the home.
Okay, sure. Well, there's a few different reasons. Number one is, okay, so there's something called biophilic design, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically it's bringing the outdoor shapes and patterns into your home. And the more we do that into our home, the happier we are.
Mm-hmm.
So the more green and the more color we see, the happier and more calm we are,
Yes.
inside, which is the goal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially during
Especially
this time.
now.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yes.
when we walk into whether it's someone's home and we see just flowers and color, or we walk into a store and we see flowers and color, it triggers an emotional response, and that emotional response happens whether these plants are real or not real. So that's why I say it triggers a response of happiness, and that's what we're going for. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever said, when I go into a home, I ask, give me some adjectives, and nobody's ever said, well, I want to feel sad, or I don't want to feel happy in my space. So yeah, absolutely. It's kind of however you can do that. So for those of you watching, I do want to tell you, if you comment live while you're watching this, we've got a couple comments from Karen and Taylor already. If you comment during the live and then you go like Julie's page, the Silk Thumb, she is going to raffle off a beautiful orchid. And I will post the picture of that. I posted it on the Facebook page yesterday, and I will post again in this feed when we're done. But you've got to comment during the live, not the recording. And then you've got to go like her page. So that's two things I need you to do to go and enter. And then Julie's going to raffle off and get you a beautiful orchid. I love it. I wish I could enter, but I can't.
So the business, I just want to make sure people say it's Silk Thumb versus, even though it is the Silk Thumb, under
there
Facebook,
is no
it's
the
just Silk.
on the Facebook page, right? Yes, the Silk Thumb, and I will post that in the comments. Now we've got some more people commenting. Hi. All right. So
real quick to go back
yeah,
to
please.
why faux versus real.
Yes.
So I am a mom, and I have a 3.5-year-old, and I'm also working full time and trying to take care of everything. And I certainly have done my best to keep live plants. I love live plants. I do. And I've kept one tree alive in my house. Okay. Everything else has gone kaput.
Yeah.
So as a mom, I want my space to look beautiful, but I can't, it's hard for me to remember to water everything. And sometimes there's just not enough lights, or there's no windows in your bathroom.
Yeah.
It's the perfect place for faux plants and orchids and succulents. And so that's what's great about it is like, I'm a mompreneur. I get it. I also love being a part of the process and this whole design process. So, you come in, you bring your bowl, you bring your orchid that has died, and we bring it back to life permanently for you. So you can't kill it.
Right. So you can do both, right? You can do like a custom piece that you create just from, ideas. And then you can also replicate one. Say if someone had a real arrangement that they wanted to keep going, you can make that too then, correct?
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing, photographs, and it's so great with technology now. I have clients texting me pictures of their home or their dining table, their kitchen table. They're like, I want something here, or they're like, I saw this on a magazine and I want you to duplicate it. Like, make it happen.
Okay. Which is nice. Yeah. I mean, I feel like years ago, I used to say, bring me the magazine pictures. And now, with technology, you see pictures anywhere. You can even look up pictures online and find inspiration. And it's made it easier for us to really understand people's inspiration. I'm sure same for you and then to work through that with them, the right scale, right, and the right
Right.
colors and all that.
Well, that's why I love working with interior designers, Molly, is, and some people are just not good at this, and they're like, I don't know, I need you to tell me. I know what I like and what I don't like, but I can't pick all these things out. and
Yes.
that's why I'll work with you, and your customer or friend or client can be a part of it or doesn't have to be a part of it. Like basically, like, make me something beautiful, Molly. I want it to be tall, and that's when you come to me and we'll design something together, and then keep the client aware of everything, and I'll show them photographs along the way.
Yeah.
I love working with designers because obviously you have an eye, and we kind of go hand in hand with
Yeah.
the proportions and the color and bringing things out that are on your walls into the floral arrangement.
Yes.
Or not even just floral arrangement. It's just like whether it's just orchids on your island or the styles of arrangements have really changed over the years also.
Yeah. Right.
Go on and on.
Well, and that's okay. So what have you seen be the biggest change then, I guess?
Well, so since I've been a part of, I started working there in the 90s. At that time, we were doing lots of flowers, like so many flowers, and the arrangements were really, really full. So as things have gotten more modern, I've been doing a lot of like the same flowers in a bun, like on a table, like as though you went to the grocery store and picked up a dozen tulips or a dozen lilies or roses to look really to look very, very realistic, like you had just gone and bought them. So I will kind of duplicate that look. I'm doing much more. I'm going to show you our studio, so I'll give you some examples of things that are more simplistic in design and where you can really see each stem. Kind of see through it. So I've been doing a lot of that, like orchids or succulents are really still very big, and like branches, like blossom branches and like forsythia branches, really add a lot. Just like our yellow branches, like putting a number of these in a vase and dropping them into your kitchen or on your island. It's like that's it. You don't need to be a big floral designer. You can.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like with design, we've seen it get a little more minimalist. People, it really used to be ornate, furniture and pieces. So same thing. It sounds like with floral, it's got, a little more minimal. Or like I love that, I will go to the store and buy a thing of tulips and have them just out, rather than I remember those days of florals where it was like all the different flowers kind of all jammed together. I mean, they were beautiful, but yeah, it's interesting that it's kind of like the trends do change all the industries kind of simultaneously in different ways.
Yeah.
I love that.
I've been also doing a lot of like green and white arrangements, or like white, or just like green bells of Ireland with like white roses or white Casablanca lilies, just green and white. So it's just really fresh looking.
Yeah. And so have you seen that, like where the grays and white kitchens and designs have come in, that people are now doing a little bit more monochromatic?
Monochromatic, but then we can have a punch of color too, just like a fuchsia or like a purple if you want, or just keep it white,
Yeah. Huh. Okay. I love that. So I think a lot of times, and when you and I talked originally, people aren't really exposed to nice silks. Because I do get that pushback sometimes, saying, well, I don't like silk because they look fake. So tell our viewers the difference and why there's a difference between a high quality silk that someone should come to you rather than just go buying them at one of the stores.
Right. So there is a big difference between quality silks and silks you buy at, like, again, I'm not going to rip or knock out Hobby Lobby or Michael's, because sometimes they do have like some nicer stems. But everything I carry has been hand selected by me. So that's what's unique about my business is I go to trade shows every year to stay on top of trends, and where I'm there and I'm like literally looking at the flower and I'm looking at the authenticity of it and how
it's beautiful. By the way, that is beautiful.
So this, and the other great thing is I jumped into this business where I learned everything. I got the secrets, right? I learned all the good stuff. In terms of like, so this rose took an hour to make. And I watched the video from the manufacturer.
Mhm.
Each petal, there's 60 petals. Each petal took 60 seconds to shape, all right, with their fingers,
Right.
to have the natural look of a petal, and then put together. So that takes an hour. Not,
Mhm.
and that's why it costs, $14 to $16 a stem.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But
Well, and that's, that whole you do get what you pay for, right?
yeah.
And the quality of it is just a lot nicer to look at.
And the other thing is though, but there are things that are less expensive, and if you have a budget, you let me know, and we'll figure it out together.
Yeah.
The other thing about, we have like cool tropical flowers. My selection is huge. Like this is a pincushion protea, and really good quality silks have texture to them and like dimension.
Okay.
And they're not oversized. Sometimes when you go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they have like huge, big, they don't have like smaller, more delicate flowers, to really, to mimic what you see in nature. But all of the flowers I have here mimics what's natural.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you do at the holidays, do you do like evergreen types of florals as well?
I do some. It's not like I mean, certainly I have reeds and things, but that I can make, and I do some pine. I can do some pine for people outdoors, but that is typically I'm just really busy throughout the year doing different projects versus like a seasonal push.
Seasonal. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's nice then that you kind of keep busy throughout the year. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so then with that, I think I would love for you to kind of show us around your studio if you
Okay.
do that.
I love that.
Okay.
So let me see if I can do this.
Okay.
Take this off of my thing here. I was in downtown Highland Park for many years, and now we're in a. Let me turn this around. How do I do that? Oh, I see. So now we are in a showroom, and it's about 1,400 square feet, and people can come in. So on Mondays, I have open hours, so you can come in without an appointment. But otherwise, on Tuesday through Saturday, it's by appointment.
Okay.
But I have smaller things like this that are giftable and are pre-made and ready to go. Or you can come in with your pot and we can make something right away, or we could create a plan. So again, I do lots of things like this where there's planters. These planters can be outside, which is great. I want to show you, like, these boxwoods are very popular. I've been doing a lot of them outside.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those on your posts lately that you've been doing a lot of boxwood installations. They're beautiful. And I will tell you, I've got real boxwoods and they do not look good. So winter was not kind to the boxwoods.
Yeah. And typically, because this is inside, I'm using moss, but I will put dirt here. So it really looks very authentic.
Yeah.
And these can be outside, which is
And
fantastic.
do you do a lot of those like for restaurants in the area?
Yes. So I do a lot for Let Us Entertain You, which is awesome, and downtown. And more commercial spaces are trying to find solutions for their plants and still have like something pretty outside, but not have to replace them all the time because that can get very costly.
Yeah.
So this is something I took from my house that I made, because this planter, even though it was by the window, it kept dying. The real plants that I had in there. This pothos I love. I found it at the show. It looks so good, and I saw it and I was like, I must have this for my customers. It looks very authentic, and the way it's dripping, and again, I have small like pieces that people can buy. I'm going to be doing now, especially with the people who are quarantined and they can't get out, like some little pieces that I can deliver to your loved ones.
Okay.
These I did recently for a dental office, and I'm going to be doing more of them for him. But we can do things in shifts too. Like if you want to just get started on one project, these are going on his wall.
Oh, those are beautiful.
So we can do this in your home also. Just like so instead of just like artwork, you can do like succulents on your wall. But I've got all sorts of things that are that.
So now are these like all like how many orders, I guess, do you have like ready to go at any given time, or like how much of it is like your stock that you're making arrangements from?
Well, everything in this showroom is available for purchase.
Okay.
And like another big thing is our fiddle leaf fig trees. They are so beautiful and very popular. I always recommend them for people who have, if like this fiddle tree is really large, right? It's very broad. The leaves are really big. If you've got a corner you want to fill, that would be a great fiddle for you. Like this fiddle, if you just want some greenery in the room, this has more air between it and it's not as full. This would be a great fiddle for a corner or like a living.
I love that. Uh-oh, you're frozen. Let's see if she comes back here. Uh-oh, we lost her. Okay, that's all right. We're going to get her back on here. So I would say while we're waiting for her to come back on, how many, she's back. That's okay. No, I was just going to ask all the people watching, how many of you have silks in your home? So, comment if we've got a lot of awesome comments that, people are saying how beautiful these are and they don't look silk and it's wonderful. But Natalie says it's her favorite tree, that the one that you were just showing. And I was actually going to ask you, so how do you care for those in your home? There you are. Okay, so how do you care for those in your home?
Okay, that's a great question. And I should have brought so there's two things I recommend to people. What's nice is in the past, people have done a lot of like fiddle leaf trees, or sorry, not fiddle leaf trees, ficus trees that have like really small leaves, and those were really hard to keep the dust off of. What's nice about these sort of bigger leaved plants is that they can be wiped down, like literally with a Swiffer wipe or a duster. There's also so again, like they can be just dusted off every once in a while. And that's all the maintenance that you need to do. There's also a silk floral cleaner that I can show you that we've been using for like the last 3 decades that really keeps the dust off of the plants is available for purchase. And it's just, it's great. I also have artwork in here that I sell from, there's a local artist. And I have her work up. So,
and now that was the picture. When you sent me the picture of the orchid, I really noticed that piece of art in the background. And so obviously that's from that same local artist.
Yes.
Really colorful piece of art.
Mm-hmm. So these baskets up here, we also do hanging baskets. These are going to Summer House Santa Monica in Chicago. I don't know if anyone has eaten there before, but it is a beautiful restaurant. And we've done these or hanging baskets for the restaurant, and they just ordered more, but I couldn't deliver them because they're closed now.
Right, I know, because everybody's closed. Well, I'm just hoping, keeping my hope for the future, and I know we're not going to be like this forever. So, just longing for the time when you can get those out and get them delivered, and everybody opens back up again.
Yeah.
Julie, Amy just mentioned that you did her wedding bouquets too. So you do that as well?
Oh, Amy, hi. Let me turn this around. Well, actually, I'll just keep going. So I don't do a lot of weddings, but I definitely can do them. I did do Amy's wedding bouquets and her boutonnieres and corsages. She had a significance with peacocks because of her grandma. And so we ended up using peacocks in the designs. And the other thing is so they get to keep them. So she's got her bouquet on display.
Yes, I love that.
Actually, let me show you mine. I have my, so I also have stems here that people can buy. And if I don't have the floral stems that you're looking for, it's something I can order. So like these are going to be, they're 4 centerpieces I'm going to get going on soon. But this is my wedding bouquet. And I got married in Florida, and it wasn't like huge or big, but I shipped these down to Florida, and then we got married on the beach. But it's nice because they're here and I have them.
Yeah. And I have seen some people, get their bouquets recreated in silks to be able to keep them. But I think that's amazing to just do that originally and not have to have twice the cost.
Absolutely. I mean, they're going to die. It's so sad.
Yes. Oh, those are beautiful.
You can play around with them too, like before your wedding day.
Yes. You can practice with them. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell people, well, I do want to say I've never been to your shop, but after we get out of quarantine here, I'm definitely going to make an appointment and come down and see you because you are not that far from me. But so tell people how, I know you've got some fans on here and they know how to find you, how to get silks, but for those people who don't know how to find you or how to get silks or, how to purchase them from you, give us some information how to do that.
Okay, so, all right, couple different ways. My website is silkthumb.com.
Okay, and everybody, I will give you all this information on my page, so you don't have to write it all down right now, but Julie's going to tell us.
So on my website, there's a lot of pictures, and you can go under the gallery, and there's lots of inspirational photos. There's also a shop online gallery that you can view. But there is a contact me form that you can fill out and get in touch with me. Or you can email me, julie@silkthumb.com, or text me. And you can get in touch with me. But again, on Mondays, we have open hours. I'm in Highwood, which is in between Highland Park and Lake Forest. So like Lake Michigan is just a half a mile from the studio. So that's real far east. But
now, do you ship? Because I know I've got some people online that are not in Illinois.
Yeah.
So will you ship and you can work on something online to design it?
Yes, absolutely. We can ship. And even right now, we can do something where I can deliver at your doorstep if it's something like an orchid and you want to come out, or I can deliver to someone else's home. But if you're out of state and you want like ferns or pothos, like the greenery I showed you in the pot cascading, I can also ship you those bushes if you're handy, and I can tell you how to do that. And I can ship it with styrofoam and tell you how to adhere the bushes into the styrofoam. Kind of do it yourself.
Yeah.
But again, I'm really easy to get in touch with, and you are working with the owner. It's a lot of fun. The whole design process is fun, especially if you've got an idea of what you're trying to create, or you're like, well, I really love pinks, or I hate blue, but let's do something in fuchsia, and I can show you what we have.
I love that. And I don't think people really knew, because I get a lot of people that say, I'm not creative, I can't do it. And they're not seeing what they like in the store. So the fact that they can work with you and design it with you and have you help them do that, I just think that's awesome. I love that. And as a designer, like you would be a go-to for, any of my clients who don't want to do it themselves. And then we would work together on that. I love it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to work with you on stuff.
I know. I'm ready for this quarantine to be over so we can get working.
Yeah, well, especially now when we're in our homes more, and it's easy to get in a funk right now. So we must stay positive and surround ourselves by pretty things, colorful things, and people that are uplifting.
Yep.
And I will also try to be that for you guys.
Yes, right. We both try to do that, right? Yes. Yeah. Well, and I did a challenge on my Facebook page, calming your home challenge. And that was one of the challenges, was to go buy some flowers. And I think, like you point out too, I love buying flowers, but they do die, and if there is an option for quality silks out there, I think, absolutely. I'm going to have to add that into one of my challenges, is to contact Julie and get some silks in your home. I love it.
Thank you.
I do want to mention to everybody that my Calming the Heart of Your Home challenge starts tomorrow on my Facebook page. You have to click on the link. So I'm going to put the link in under this video today. I'm also going to put how to get a hold of Julie on this video too, on the link. But if you want to start the Calm the Heart of Your Home challenge, that starts tomorrow, and it's over $4,000 worth of prizes. So you want to get in on that. So thank you so much for your time today, Julie. I love it. I really appreciate you bringing us such cheer from your studio. It's just neat on this gray Illinois day. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for
so much.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.